In an ungrounded delta system, it is indeed possible for the voltage to ground to be higher than the phase-to-phase voltage. This phenomenon arises because the neutral point in an ungrounded delta configuration is not connected to ground, and its potential can flirt. The neutral point represents the theoretical center where the three phases of the delta system are interconnected. When the electrical load is perfectly balanced across all three phases, the neutral point resides at a voltage level equivalent to the midpoint of the phase-to-phase voltage. However, real-world scenarios rarely present perfectly balanced loads. The slightest imbalance in the load distribution can cause the neutral point to deviate, shifting to either a higher or lower voltage potential. Consider the example where the phase-to-phase voltage is 240 volts. If a voltage measurement from phasor to ground registers at 450 volts, this indicates that the neutral point has shifted to a higher voltage due to an imbalanced load. This elevated neutral point voltage directly contributes to the higher voltage reading observed between phasor and ground. The absence of a grounded neutral introduces a significant safety concern. In an ungrounded delta system, the voltage to ground is not fixed. A person coming into contact with a phase conductor could experience a severe electrical shock. For this reason, it is standard practice to ground the neutral point of a delta system, thereby providing a low impedance path for fault currents and significantly reducing the risk of electrical shock. Grounding the neutral point stabilizes the voltage to ground, ensuring that it remains within safe limits. In the event of a ground fault, the fault current will flow through the grounding path, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse, and quickly de-energizing the circuit. Without a grounded neutral, a ground fault could go undetected, creating a potentially hazardous situation. Ungrounded delta systems are sometimes used in industrial applications where a temporary shutdown due to a single ground fault cannot be tolerated. However, even in these applications, it is important to implement ground fault detection systems that can identify and locate ground faults without interrupting power. These systems provide an early warning of ground faults, allowing maintenance personnel to take corrective action before a more serious fault develops. The decision to use an ungrounded delta system should be made carefully, taking into account the potential safety risks and the availability of ground fault detection systems. In most cases, a grounded delta system is the preferred choice because it provides a higher level of safety. When working with ungrounded delta systems, it is essential to use appropriate personal protective equipment and to follow safe work practices. Always assume that the voltage to ground is higher than the phase-to-phase voltage and take precautions to avoid contact with energized conductors. Before working on any electrical equipment, verify that the power is off and that the equipment is properly grounded. Use a voltmeter to check the voltage between each phase and ground to ensure that the system is de-energized. If you are not qualified to work on electrical equipment, contact a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock. Additionally, understanding the behavior of voltage in ungrounded delta systems requires familiarity with three-phase power principles. In a balanced three-phase system, the three voltages are 120 electrical degrees apart. The phase-to-phase voltage is related to the phase-to-neutral voltage by a factor of the square root of 3, approximately 1.732. However, in an ungrounded delta system, there is no neutral point, so the phase-to-phase voltage is the only voltage that is typically specified. The voltage to ground can vary depending on the load imbalance and the impedance of the system. To analyze the voltage to ground in an ungrounded delta system, it is necessary to use a vector diagram. The vector diagram shows the relationship between the three-phase voltages and the voltage to ground. The voltage to ground is represented by a vector that connects the neutral point to ground. The length of the vector represents the magnitude of the voltage to ground, and the angle of the vector represents the phase angle of the voltage to ground. The vector diagram can be used to determine the voltage to ground for any load condition. For example, if the load is balanced, the vector diagram will show that the voltage to ground is equal to 0. However, if the load is unbalanced, the vector diagram will show that the voltage to ground is not equal to 0 and that it can be higher than the phase-to-phase voltage. The voltage to ground in an ungrounded delta system can also be affected by the impedance of the system. The impedance of the system is the opposition to the flow of current. The higher the impedance, the lower the current. The voltage to ground is inversely proportional to the impedance of the system. This means that if the impedance of the system is high, the voltage to ground will be low. Conversely, if the impedance of the system is low, the voltage to ground will be high. The impedance of the system can be affected by a number of factors, including the length of the conductors, the size of the conductors, and the type of insulation used on the conductors. It is important to carefully consider the impedance of the system when designing an ungrounded delta system. In summary, the voltage to ground in an ungrounded delta system can be higher than the phase-to-phase voltage due to load imbalances and the impedance of the system. Grounding the neutral point is essential for safety. The ungrounded delta system can still be used when you need to have a continuous uptime of power, in case one of the legs fails. It is important to use appropriate personal protective equipment and to follow safe work practices when working with ungrounded delta systems. It is also vital to consider ground fault protection schemes, firstly by utilizing ground fault relays. Ground fault relays are designed to detect ground faults and trip a circuit breaker to de-energize the circuit. There are several types of ground fault relays available, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Secondly, ground fault monitoring devices can be used. Ground fault monitoring devices continuously monitor the current flowing in the grounding conductor. If the current exceeds a certain threshold, the device will sound an alarm or trip a circuit breaker. Thirdly, insulation monitoring devices can be used. Insulation monitoring devices continuously monitor the insulation resistance of the conductors. If the insulation resistance falls below a certain threshold, the device will sound an alarm or trip a circuit breaker. All of these measures help to avoid electrical shock and prevent any damage to electrical equipment. Regarding the initial voltage readings of 450 volts, 435 volts, and 215 volts to ground with the 240 volts phase-to-phase voltage, these readings are unusual and strongly suggest a significant issue with the ungrounded delta system. The high voltages to ground compared to the phase-to-phase voltage indicate a severe imbalance and a potentially dangerous situation. Some possible causes could be firstly, a ground fault on one of the phases. A ground fault occurs when one of the phase conductors comes into contact with ground. This can cause the voltage to ground and the other two phases to increase. Secondly, an insulation breakdown can occur. Insulation breakdown occurs when the insulation on a conductor fails. This can cause the voltage to ground on the conductor to increase. Thirdly, a wiring error might be present. A wiring error can cause the voltage to ground to be incorrect. It is important to note that these voltage readings are not normal and should be investigated immediately by a qualified electrician. Ignoring these readings could lead to serious injury or death. When troubleshooting an ungrounded delta system with these types of voltage readings, the following steps should be taken. Firstly, visually inspect the system for any signs of damage, such as cracked insulators, loose connections, or burned wires. Secondly, use a multimeter to check the voltage between each phase and ground. Thirdly, use an insulation resistance tester to check the insulation resistance of each phase conductor. Fourthly, use a ground fault locator to locate any ground faults. Once the cause of the problem has been identified, it can be corrected. In addition to the above steps, it is also important to check the grounding system. Make sure that the grounding system is properly installed and that all connections are tight. The grounding system is designed to protect people from electrical shock in the event of a ground fault. If the grounding system is not properly installed, it may not be able to protect people from electrical shock. It is also important to check the overcurrent protection devices. Make sure that the overcurrent protection devices are properly sized and that they are functioning properly. The overcurrent protection devices are designed to protect the electrical system from damage in the event of an overcurrent. If the overcurrent protection devices are not properly sized, they may not be able to protect the electrical system from damage. Moreover, you should consult with a qualified electrical engineer to review the system design and ensure that it meets all applicable codes and standards. An electrical engineer can help you identify any potential problems with the system and recommend solutions. Here are some additional safety tips for working with ungrounded delta systems. Always to energize the circuit before working on it. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is energized. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves, safety glasses, and a hard hat. Never work alone. Have someone nearby who can assist you in case of an emergency. Be aware of your surroundings. Watch out for potential hazards such as wet floors, overhead obstructions, and moving machinery. If you are not qualified to work on electrical equipment, contact a qualified electrician. By following these safety tips, you can help protect yourself from electrical shock and injury. Always remember that the phase to ground voltage in an ungrounded delta system is not fixed. It can vary depending on the load imbalance and the impedance of the system. Therefore, it is important to take extra precautions when working with these systems. It is also helpful to understand the NEC, or National Electrical Code, requirements for ungrounded delta systems. The NEC provides specific guidelines for the installation and maintenance of electrical systems, including ungrounded delta systems. These guidelines are designed to ensure the safety of people and property. Some of the key NEC requirements for ungrounded delta systems include firstly, Section 250.20. This section requires that all electrical systems be grounded unless specifically exempted. Ungrounded delta systems are one of the exceptions to this rule. Secondly, Section 250.21. This section specifies the conditions under which an ungrounded delta system can be used. These conditions include that the system must be used in an industrial establishment where the continuity of service is essential, and that qualified personnel must be available to maintain the system. Thirdly, Section 250.30. This section requires that an ungrounded delta system be provided with a ground fault detection system. The ground fault detection system must be capable of detecting a ground fault and providing an alarm or tripping a circuit breaker. Fourthly, Section 450.3. This section requires that transformers used in ungrounded delta systems be protected by overcurrent protection devices. The overcurrent protection devices must be sized to protect the transformer from damage in the event of an overcurrent. Fifthly, Article 517 covers healthcare facilities and has specific requirements for essential electrical systems, including the use of isolation power systems that are similar in concept to ungrounded systems for critical care areas. By following the NEC requirements, you can help ensure that an ungrounded delta system is installed and maintained safely. Remember to consult the latest edition of the NEC for the most up-to-date requirements.